Well, Bitcoin just crashed to $62,000. That's down from like 68 that it was just, quite frankly, minutes ago. And that is because it is official. Iran has launched the first wave of its retaliatory strike against Israel. There are about 50 to 75 one-way suicide drones on the way over to Israel right now. They're expected to take about 9 hours to arrive. Of course, the anticipation is that the vast majority of these will likely be shot down. The expectation, though, is that this is just a distraction, that this is just phase one. It's part of the distraction, and Iran is preparing its second and third waves of attacks against Israel for a retaliatory strike. Now, in retaliation to what, you might ask? Well, in case you haven't been aware, Iran was struck, its consulate was struck in Syria, in the capital, Damascus, the capital of Syria. Consulate was struck by an Israeli strike, killing some of the leaders of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, especially their Special Forces Quds unit. Now, Iran has decided, well, I guess we're going to have to strike back. This is exactly how we escalate tensions to a World War III sort of situation. This is one of the reasons we're seeing Bitcoin pricing collapse. It's also sort of a leading indicator of what might happen in markets on Monday, depending on how much this continues to escalate or potentially de-escalate. We're expecting this to begin around 1 a.m. to about 7 a.m. Israeli time Sunday morning. That would be April 14th. It is right around midnight right now in Israel. The drones that are being used are likely either the Shahed 131 or 136 drones. The 131 has vertical stabilizers that only go up from the wings. The 136s have a vertical stabilizer that's both up and down, so if you see pictures of those, it'll help you distinguish it too. But basically, they cost about $25,000 to $50,000 to manufacture. Iran had a contract with Russia to sell about 3,700 of these drones to Russia, and they've been selling them for about $193,000 a pop, so Iran's making a good 4x on these. Russia realizes this, and they're trying to in-house the production of these in Russia to launch attacks against Ukraine. So these are drones that Iran is already quite capable of manufacturing, and right now there are many reports of them flying over Iraq to get to Israel. Now, obviously, we expect Israel's Iron Dome, Israel's F-35s, which, of course, America funds for them, or provides to them directly in lieu of funding, to intercept these. These 131s, 136s, they're like small propeller planes. They have piston engines. They fly about 180 kilometers. It's like 120, 130 miles an hour. They're not really fast. They're kind of like one of the slowest things you could really pick for this. There are more expensive versions of drones that you can get. There are these Shahed 238s, but they cost closer to $1.4 million. They can carry a nice 50-kilo warhead. And again, all of these drones are really just designed for one mission. You either program them and say you're going here and you're going to crash and blow up, or some of the more advanced drones can actually be, excuse me, I'm choking on myself here. They could be, better get your life insurance in as little as 5 minutes because things are hitting the fan here. Go to metkevin.com/life. That's a paid sponsorship, by the way. May as well mention that. But anyway, these drones coming from, the more advanced drones can actually be redirected mid-air through satellite links. There are a lot of ways to jam communication for drones, though, so usually they're pre-targeted and sort of pre-guided in which direction they're going to go. We are obviously expecting that the vast majority of these drones aren't actually going to make it to their target, but this is breaking news right now, and it shows you that Iran has started at least its first wave. We do have Israeli confirmation that the launch has started, that the essentially attack has started. Benjamin, good old Benin, has already commented that Israel is prepared for any kind of defense and counterattack, because that's what we're concerned about now, is now the counter to this. Keep in mind, just a few hours ago, we had an Israeli-funded cargo ship taken over by Iranian Revolutionary Guard troops. They landed with a helicopter, sort of roped down, and took control of the ship. Now we have additional reports now. This is also interesting. It looks like you're already having sort of pre-counterattacks here. Reports now of electricity outages in parts of Tehran. Could be that Israel and the United States and the CIA, who have been expecting this and anticipating this coming, have already sort of their sleeper cells activating now and already starting to counterattack and cause problems over in Tehran, the capital of Iran. Again, this is just now breaking news, and we're expecting more of them to be launched. It looks like they are now crossing the airspace of roughly East Baghdad, probably looking at likely another 7 hours or so before they actually make it all the way to Israel. Again, they're not exactly the fastest. Again, the biggest issue here is that we think this is just the first wave. We are now getting some of the mainstream starting to cover the report as well, but pay attention to what's happening to risk assets. I expect usually what happens on things like this is you get gold prices up, risk assets like equities and Bitcoin down right now 62.2, and another thing you'll see probably is stock market futures tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time probably start moving as well, especially your riskier side of tech or small caps. Not uncommon. Of course, it depends how this resolves. If this is just 50 to 75 drones, they're shot down, and that's the limit of the extent of this attack, great. It's bad enough. It's not great, but it's not a lot of lives lost. Big population centers targeted. Although we don't really expect that to be the case either. We expect that Iran is targeting specific military installations from Israel. So rather than trying to attack civilians, quite frankly, like what we've been seeing a lot of collateral damage with in Gaza, Iran is trying to target military infrastructure. At least that's what we're hearing from at least U.S. intelligence officers who seem to have some insight into exactly this. With that said, I wish everybody good luck. Anybody who is over there, hold on, let's see here. Wave 2, we have Iran also. Iran has also now launched winged missiles towards Israel. Those are expected to come much quicker. These missiles can generally fly at 1,000 to 3,000 miles per hour, which is 10x, and then you've got counterattack missiles like Patriot defense missiles, which you would get from like a Patriot battery. They can generally fly at about 6,000 miles per hour. So missiles will actually exacerbate how quickly this goes. So we're going to pay attention to this and bring some more updates to it. McKay, you got something? 40 what? No. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. The last thing I just want to add is here's the thing. These Middle East tensions, they're not going to get resolved anytime soon. And right now we're in a hotbed where this is probably going to get worse before it gets better, but it's going to become an election issue as well to pay attention to. So watch to see what politicians, how they respond, and what kind of involvement the United States is going to have in this. The United States has argued that they will do everything that they can to defend Israel. They have an ironclad commitment to defending Israel, and the question now is, are these going to be Israeli fighter jets and weapons that are going to respond to these attacks, or is the U.S. going to get involved? Because once we start getting the U.S. counterattacking, then we really start expanding this to where now the United States is directly attacking Iran. So, like I said, get yourself life insurance by going to mckevin.com/life. Thanks for watching. Good luck.